So they all can be done, and there's a lot to be learned from what can happen in type 1 diabetes. The prime example that I see that can be learned from type 1 diabetes is just the amount of things that actually changes insulin sensitivity. Sunlight, exercise, walking, physical activity. If I get X amount of steps per day, the insulin sensitizing effect, the total amount of insulin I administer goes down substantially. There's the type of exercise I do. All these things lend itself to unique insights into what has been described in type 1 diabetes of well over 40 factors, lifestyle factors that actually can change insulin sensitivity and the response of the amount of insulin having on blood glucose levels. And so quite a lot has been learned from the lived experience of just administering insulin, before you shower or before heat exposure, when due to sunlight or lack of sunlight, during sickness. Pregnancy is another example where you see high levels of insulin resistance during certain times of trimesters of pregnancy. You learn a lot from that. And it was from people with type 1 diabetes who were becoming pregnant where you learned a lot of this stuff. And so you can actually, if people are interested to learn more about the effects of just pure effects of insulin or pure effects of high or low glucose levels, you can actually go back to the historical literature on type 1 diabetes and learn quite a lot. Or go ask your friend, like, hey, I'm wondering if sunlight affects my glucose levels, or I'm wondering if time of day affects glucose levels. Go ask your friend, who has type 1 diabetes and say, hey, what happens with you? Because there might not be literature on it yet, but you can go talk to someone with lived experience who is seeing their actual 24/7 glucose levels on a regular basis and get some insights from that. It's certainly, I will say as a researcher, the most powerful thing that I've ever had to understanding metabolism was my lived experience with type 1 diabetes. It was only the knowledge and experience from traditional academic classes and knowledge that came from that gave me understanding to what I actually experienced with my metabolism with type 1 diabetes around insulin and glucose.